Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Seeking Sister Wife, Season 6, Episode 10, A Married Side Chick?
Unheard of. Well, not for us, right? This is pretty commonplace, I think, at this point in terms of our podcasting history.
The amount of polygamy we've covered. Yeah.
There's been quite a few.
What an episode. This is the penultimate episode. We're down to one more after this. I feel like I'm not ready for this season to end.
I was ready for some of the families to just go away here at this point.
I support that. There are a few families that I need to see more of. I need to see more of the Merrifields, of course. And I would like to see more of Reise and Billie Jean.
I did really like Reise and Billie Jean. And then I just need more of Anjelica's family.
Yeah, get them their own show.
Not Anjelica and Matt.
No, ditch them.
Yeah, no. We need this to be a sitcom of Anjelica and friends.
Can they start like a panel where they go and interview new potential sister wives for Anjelica and Matt?
They become the
screeners.
Yeah, the selection group of the dating pool for them, perhaps.
I fully support that. And then I will watch more of the Davis family, but I need more of like a Big Brother 24/7 camera going on in the house.
It looks like, yeah, based on the previews, we got some crazy stuff coming for them next week. Not a lot this week, but we'll get to them. We do skim over the surface. We have to set stuff up for the next episode. But first, let's start things inverted here with the Merrifields. They left off on a cliffhanger at the very end of this episode, but it's such a tease and a waste of a storyline here because there is no drama tied into this. If you have seen the article from People magazine,
why would you drop an article that spoils your cliffhanger before you even aired your cliffhanger?
Did they get the dates mixed up or something?
I don't know. I'm wondering, like, that just, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Who was the audience for the article? It's got to be the people who watch the show.
People who watch the show. And now your whole thing of, oh my gosh, it's been 3 weeks since the wedding. Roberta number 3, she's late on her period. We're going to have to take a pregnancy test. I wonder what the results could be.
Well, so there was a rumor way before they even announced the season was coming that people had seen Lorrana out in public with Garrick and Dannielle and that there was a baby. I think there was a picture when she was pregnant. So everyone was pretty sure that this was going to happen.
It's not like a total shock.
No, but just the logic of spoiling something that you're saving for the finale 2 weeks before, it's not jiving for me. It's upsetting. It reminds me of how social media has ruined a lot of reality TV.
Most of it, yeah.
And now it just feels like everyone's competing to get the scoop because TLC feeds these stories to People Magazine and Us Weekly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd think that they would be more in alignment then with the airing schedule. I don't know if they bumped up like a couple extra episodes here and then this was supposed to be closer to the finale than it was or something. Like if they had to adjust the schedule here and add another episode. I don't know. It seems weird to end on 11.
Yeah, why not an even number?
2. And that might just be an OCD thing for me.
It's a little bit of neurodivergence in here.
I don't know.
Yeah, so they've only been married for a few weeks. So very clearly, Garrick's been blowing loads in Roberta number 3 since the minute she landed.
Left and right. Yeah.
Do you feel like this is an attempt by Garrick to trap her here?
Or like to solidify where it's like, hey, Dannielle can't run this one off because we got no other options here. But how terrifying would this be? You just saw as Lorrana, because that's her name. They keep calling her Lorrana though. So, I mean, Roberta number 3, you just went through this process of coming here to this place, this strange new land where these idiots,
strange people,
with these idiots are trying to navigate your assimilation into this country. And it's like not going well, or it's been very rocky and tumultuous the whole way.
They don't understand anything about immigration law.
No understanding of that. Barely understanding the K-1 visa process and what's actually required to happen within those 90 days and what terms need to be completed as part of that, and what's at risk for deportation if you don't, and things like that. Just general understanding of the process that you are relying on these people to understand, and they clearly do not understand.
And now you're going to have a whole baby.
Now you're about to enter into the American healthcare system. Godspeed.
I'm just like very worried for her because she's still taking English lessons. This is, again, 3 weeks since the wedding. She's been here for 90 days and 3 weeks, essentially.
We could base that off of what she's doing, 3 lessons per week. So how many lessons has that been? Not a lot. She's not fluent yet, guys.
It would be so scary to have a baby in a hospital where nobody else speaks Portuguese.
And you would think that would be like a priority of even just with the adventure that you went on with the prenup.
I guarantee they won't take her to a hospital, that they're going to do a home birth.
No, that would be so risky.
I guarantee it. Unless there's some reason that a doctor won't let her do it at home, that's what they're going to try to do.
I hope they get a bilingual doula to come to the house for a home birth. That's the only way I'll be able to support it.
That's a nice thought.
I know it's not going to happen, but that's the only comforting thing that I can think of in that scenario that would make that a possibility.
Dannielle pointed out that this is the first time that Garrick has actually successfully knocked up one of her sisters.
Not for lack of effort on the others, because boy, he tried.
Really tried.
Oh, he tried.
And she's not really sure what kind of feeling she's going to have now. There's like a lot of, this is new. It's a new step in polygamy for them. But then also, this is happening really fast. The whole relationship has just moved really quickly.
Too fast, too furious, Roberta number 3.
What if she resents the baby?
Dannielle resents the baby?
We've seen her be not nasty to her sister wives outright, but she's definitely been passive aggressive in certain ways and then succeeded in getting rid of them. I worry, like, will she bond with this baby? Will it be weird for her? It hasn't ever really felt like she's fully accepted the situation.
It's either that or she's going to go overboard with this baby, where like she got a little bit jealous.
Co-opt the baby for her own.
Well, I'm just saying, like, she felt like a little tinge when Lorrana was connecting with baby Leah. And so is that what she's going to double down on with Lorrana's baby, where it's like
Leia?
Leia?
I think it's Leia.
I think it's, I don't know, something.
Roberta number 4.
Princess Leia.
She had a weird reaction.
Well, like, she felt a certain way about it. So is that just something that she would like match that energy the other way here, where it's like, oh, I'm going to make your baby like me more than she likes you?
They better have a spin-off of them, because watching them parent together is also going to be fascinating because, again, Lorrana's coming from a different culture. I'm sure there's going to be different ways that she's used to, like, raising children that are going to differ from what Garrick and Dannielle are used to.
Well, that, and then I think the whole other element here of this shakes up their normal pattern of the addition of a second wife. Garrick bangs the shit out of them. And then we're looking for wife number 3, but that's going to have to get placed on hold. That's going to be on the back burner here for a little bit, right? Probably. I mean, the focus is going to shift to this pregnancy, I hope.
I think that you're expecting a lot from Garrick.
Not to say that he can't do more than one thing.
No, we had somebody who listens send us an email where they saw Garrick on a dating app.
This is true. Screenshots of him. He's still out there.
A few weeks ago.
But also, we know how many apps he was on. Does he remember the logins to all of them? Does he go back and deactivate stuff? Probably not.
He's paying monthly subscriptions for every single one of them.
I'm sure he is. Yeah, recurring on the business card, which Mark Ruffalo is very upset about. Because he has to go
He hasn't figured out how to change them all over to a personal card yet.
Because he has to go through QuickBooks every month and be like, oh, fucking Garrick. Again.
My wish for next season is that we watch them attempt to parent this baby together, and that Garrick is still on the dating apps and tries to convince Dani that she needs to now marry a sister wife so that they can still bring someone into the family while Lorrana is working on getting her citizenship.
because there has to be another element to make Dannielle uncomfortable again. She's very comfortable with getting to this point in the process. Now we have the baby. That does throw a little wrench into things. It kind of changes her approach to this and how she's feeling. So the next way that Garrick's going to be able to test Dannielle's loyalty here is it's your turn to marry.
Let's go the Davis way.
Yeah, we're taking a page out of the Davis family playbook here, and then that's what we're going to do.
I think they would object for religious reasons. Do you think that?
No.
No, you don't.
I don't think they would.
Okay.
I think that they would
Dannielle
see it.
would.
Well, because it's the same thing of their religious views. It's not great for divorce. They don't see divorce as an option necessarily, but they did that for this process in particular.
Anything to excuse away and get them to the point that they can do what Garrick wants to do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what it basically comes down to, pretty much.
Well, let's go to the Davises.
Yeah, the Davis family, we are picking up with, it's time to release a Teresa, is what we're trying to do here.
I have been anticipating the Teresa breakup episode this entire time.
It's been a slow burn, a slow build.
It still is.
It's still going. Yeah, because this is going to be kind of like a Christine and Cody breakup from Sister Wives, where Teresa's just going to come home and all the boxes are going to be packed up in the garage and send you off on your merry way, I suppose.
Pick up a clue.
It's time.
It's time for you to kick rocks, Teresa.
But they're like frustrated with Teresa at this point.
No, they're not frustrated. They're tired of her bullshit. They're so over it. Specifically, April and Nick. They can't deal with another day of this.
Well, Jennifer doesn't really, I don't think she clocks most of what's going on.
I agree. She's not present most of the time.
And my suspicion is that Jennifer isn't able to contribute as much to the household upkeep and things that are going on because she's very pregnant. And so she's not really picking up any slack. I don't think that Teresa's a very good house guest in this way. I don't think she contributes to maintaining the household.
You are making a lot of assumptions.
I definitely am. But I feel because that's what this felt like. This felt like a roommate spat is what it felt like. Nick and April are I'm sick of picking up after you and taking care of all this stuff because you're never in the mood. You're never in the correct mental space to do anything.
Okay, my conspiracy theory is that Teresa has always been a roommate.
Okay, so this has just been a temporary thing, and then they just ended up in the boom boom room as a sort of extracurricular activity.
Yeah, but there was never going to be that level of relationship between Nick and Teresa that he has with April and Jenny, but they've made it out like that for the show.
Okay, yeah, just to add some drama here. Well, we're seeing a side of Nick that we haven't seen before, because he is on a whole other level of I'm worried he's about to reach for the samurai sword behind the couch at this point.
Normally we get very even-keeled, logical, overly understanding Nick. Not anymore.
No.
This has disrupted the vibe in the house.
She is stealing the joy of Jennifer's pregnancy from us. They are pinning all of these horrible things on Teresa now of what she's responsible for and the downfall of the family here and all the detriment. She's just causing chaos and she doesn't seem to care and she's not being held responsible and she doesn't want to talk to us about it.
I do feel like it looks like they're overreacting a bit, but to be fair, when you have to live with someone 24/7 who is always fishing for compliments or constantly needs to be propped up by you emotionally, that's exhausting.
So I think that's where there's a disconnect too, because Jennifer's maybe I'm overreacting. And Nick and April are babe, you're underreacting. You're not reacting. And that's the problem that we're having right now is that by comparison, Nick and April seem like they are overreacting to this, but I think they're just fed up.
They were so annoyed when she once again was maybe we should give Teresa another chance. They're no, girl.
No, babe.
You are reading the room incorrectly. She's
not,
been out of chances.
Yeah, that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about eviction notices. That's what's going on.
We didn't even see Teresa the whole episode.
No, she got in that fucking Chrysler van last week and she's still out driving around. We're way past shape up or ship out. It's ship out time. Like, we are going to figure out the logistics of your move at this point.
Well, we saw them putting her boxes in the garage the next episode,
That's it.
And then she's pulling into the driveway. I hope that she's aware that that's happening.
Yeah, because if she just comes back from her drive here, this drive that we've seen her go on, it seemed like she had different pajama pants on, though, when she came back into the drive. Maybe. I don't know. You wouldn't be able to tell with me. I wear the same pajama pants all the time, so continuity, that's why.
Man, I still dream of Dannielle coming back.
It's not going to happen, though. Yeah, I don't think so.
That's the finale that I want.
I know, but we're slowly working our way through that Facebook photo. So we're just have to
We've got 2 more ladies to meet.
Crossing people off. We got a couple more folks to go. We're going to see how it plays out.
Yessel and Dani.
The Peralta family. They're welcoming Yessel home. He's been gone for 2 months?
Long enough that Dani can't spend another minute with these kids alone.
They are making a welcome home cake, though, that they are completely covering in sprinkles.
I'm sorry, there were feet in the sprinkles, there were feet on the countertop, there were feet near the cake. It was a lot to take in.
Bag of plastic knives that were just dumped onto the floor, and Dani's like, all right, is he here yet? Is he home now?
She's starting to think, man, I shouldn't have gotten rid of Muppet Face so quickly.
Jackie girl.
I already forgot her name.
Oh, no.
She was only here for 3 episodes.
So Yessel is getting home now, and he is upset about Jackie's departure here.
Dani was laying it on thick, wasn't she? She made a whole dinner. She's got the cake. She's trying to keep everything under control with the kids.
I kept getting distracted by her any belly button, and I was thinking about our Discord discussion this week.
No, don't even bring it up. I opened Discord this morning and I saw somebody said that they made the mistake of looking up Google images of that. And I had to close it because I was like,
trigger warning.
Yes.
For belly buttons.
It's time to go in the trigger warning chat for those conversations.
Carly can't handle it.
For those of you who don't know, apparently it's possible for your belly button to never fully close.
So double check your belly button, I guess?
I'm not looking it up to confirm whether that's true or not.
I was going to say, you're not looking into your belly button to know for sure if it's closed or not. I've checked because I've had the weird compulsion to do that before because I was like, what is the deal with this thing at one point? The belly button in general. Strange appendage.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I know. It was distracting though. But we've got a lot of passive aggressive conversation to pick up on here instead because Yessel is just laying it on real thick with, well, you could have had adult help around, but you really botched that one, didn't you, Dani? So he's kind of letting her have it.
That was
here.
a dick thing to say.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if that's just the way that they joke with each other.
But still,
it seemed
not
like
great.
It really upset her because later on she was feeling guilty.
Well, I mean, yeah, it seems like this is probably typical for them to communicate in this way, but I'm not saying it's constructive at all because it's not. Because clearly there's other ways to say, I was really disappointed about hearing how that conversation went. You can voice that in a different way where you don't have to degrade the person that you're talking to in those ways.
Yeah, I also don't love that the assumption is just that Dani ran Jackie off because obviously the conversation about the boundary of not being able to have any kids with Yessel was the deal breaker. But he was gone for months. There's no guarantee that Jackie would have been waiting around by the time he came back.
So that's the initial conversation starting here in the kitchen. But basically, Dani's clocking it where it's you're kind of in a mood. Why don't you eat some food first and then we can talk later? And so then they're out doing a fireside chat out back. Yessel's making a fire here. And then we pick up pretty much where we left off. Same passive aggressive tone. Same way it's being brought up, where then Dani's clearly you're still feeling a certain way about all of this. We need to talk about this more.
Did he just never text Jackie to see what was up, or did Jackie block him or something?
I think Jackie had texted him about hey, it didn't go well, and this is my notice. Like,
Please don't contact me ever
please
again.
don't put your hand up my puppet hole anymore.
We're never going to get to do that. Thanks for the memories, though. Yeah, she then recounts the entire breakup to him. And what got me like feeling weird was now he was saying, well, maybe if I had been there for that conversation, it would have gone the way it went.
I should have been there as a buffer. But then he's also the one who said, while I'm gone, you should talk to her woman to woman.
He literally avoided having the conversation with her about the boundary because he put that all on Dani. That if that's something that you feel strongly about, then you need to have that conversation with her about it.
Right. And then that's what he's pointing out is it seems like your boundary is the thing that was make or break for Jackie. And Dani's trying to say, well, yeah, that was a Jackie thing. And he's like, is it a Jackie thing or is it a Dani thing? Because it sounds like you were admitting that the boundary was unfair too.
All right.
And then you're holding her to that.
I'm going to defend Jackie here. I'm Jackie. I'm going to defend Dani here.
Okay.
And I don't want to do it.
Oh boy.
But I do feel like the problem is Yessel liked Jackie. And now Jackie has a problem with what Dani isn't comfortable with. So now he wants Dani to go back on her boundary, which I don't agree is like a proper boundary. But he knew that that was what the arrangement needed to be going into the relationship. He chose also to not be upfront with Jackie about it. And now he's trying to make it all like it's just Dani's fault.
Yeah, like this seems like something that Yessel and Jackie were on the same page about it, but Dani wasn't okay with it. So it is a Dani problem because she's the one who doesn't agree with the other two.
Okay, but why are you having a conversation with Jackie about having kids with her when you know that that's a no-go for your wife?
Right. Yeah. Because it did come up in conversation with her.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have just been like, yeah, I would love to have more kids.
Right.
Of course, that gave her the impression that you wanted to have more kids with whoever you end up in a relationship with.
People tend to believe you when you say you would want to have more kids in a relationship. They're going to believe that you want more kids, and then they are in alignment with that. If that wasn't in agreement at that point, it should have been brought up in the conversation right then and there. So this is their big problem here. Did they learn that lesson? Kind of, because now this is shifting into a whole conversation of, do we want more kids? Because Dani has made it abundantly clear that she's not doing that, and then she's not comfortable with Yessel having kids with anyone else biologically. And Yessel was on board with more kids. That was very important to him. Now, in a matter of about 5 minutes, they've been able to decide, oh, kids not so important anymore. I would rather have a sister wife than more kids.
He wants someone else to fuck.
That's
so
the
however
arrangement.
however he needs to obtain that, he will agree to whatever he needs to do.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what's going on. So they reach that conclusion and they're like, well, boy, we got to go update our dating profile to say no more kids. So that way everybody's up front and on the same page right out the gate here.
Why wasn't that there in the first place?
Well, because Yessel wanted more kids, but then she didn't. So it was a mixed message thing. They weren't on the same page in the seeking process here, clearly.
But that was a requirement for her of if they were going to seek someone to be in this relationship with them, that that person was not going to have more kids with him. It's not a new development. That's what's irking me about it. You just chose not to be upfront with somebody about it and it backfired on you.
Well, also, the other lesson that they've learned here is that the first time they were seeking a sister wife, Yessel was in the driver's seat, as they said here, and that he had a little bit too much control. And now this time, Dani had the reins, and it didn't go so great either. So next time we do this, we need to do more of like an even split here and be on the same page.
I still think that's going to be a problem for them because they don't seem to be on the same page at all to begin with. If you're both going to, let's talk about it this way. If they both had sat down with Jackie, each of them had the opportunity to have a conversation with her. Would they have had the same conversation about what the rules and boundaries are?
No.
Without knowing what the other person said?
No, I don't
That's
think
the
so.
problem.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
I don't know if they'll be back next season.
Well, this was like their season wrap, thank God, because I think we're kind of done with this, especially after Yessel's talking about stroking the fire and he's going to go stroke her fire now. Didn't like that because grammatically it's horrendous to me as well.
I think their contribution to Seeking Sister Wife history will be mac and cheese noises. And that will be the beginning and the end of it.
And dating the first Muppet on the show, too. Yeah, I mean,
that was a Seeking Sister Wife first. Maybe
first.
Not a last.
Probably not. Hopefully not.
Matt and Anjelica, I was really hoping that we were done with their story, but I am here for them just filming with Anjelica's family. I think what made this better was there's no Matt.
Yes, definitely. The show is better, and the Johnson family is more manageable and tolerable. The less amount of time that we spend with Matt, the better, for sure. Because for a second, I was like, oh, wait, are they going to be in next week's? Yes. We saw that in the preview. But again, no Matt. It's going to be Anjelica and Shanay.
I'm convinced that this breakup happened pretty early on in filming, and that production had to convince Anjelica to go have this conversation with her family so that they had more to add to the season.
The other date, the witchy date, like all of this stuff that they've been filming has just been service to the show because this was over before it started, which was interesting in its own right. I was more curious to start with a breakup, but I thought they were going to
make progress?
Find someone else. Yeah. But Matt's not a catch. And so the ladies are not lining up around the block to get with this guy because he's more of a pain than he's worth.
So Anjelica drops by, was it her mom's house? She's at her family's house.
Yeah, she's meeting up.
Her mom's there, two of her aunts and her sister.
Right, yes.
Now, her sister did already know about Shanay and the relationship, the fact that she was essentially a sister wife.
Correct. Yeah, her aunties and her mom,
no idea.
Not clued in on this here. So as she sits them down, well, first they're doing shots in the kitchen to warm things up. So that's always a good idea. And then they sit around the kitchen table here, and Anjelica's trying to delicately broach this topic and bring up this sensitive personal information that's been weighing on her that she's revealing to her family here. And immediately she's being met with just complete overreactions all over the place.
First, her Aunt Tiffany was like, "You're having a baby, another baby. You're swinging." Kind of. Not really.
No, not swinging. Like, she has to clarify. So she's trying to explain.
She's like those Mormon wives, girl.
like the show, like with Cody Brown. Oh, no.
She has seen one of these shows because it gets mentioned.
Not like that. Not like that.
A sister wife, like on TV?
Like on TV. That TV. Yes.
Yeah, and we're on TV right now.
Right.
I've got bad news for you. I am one of those sister wives on TV.
So, like, the reaction at first is mostly confusion because then, Aunt Tiffany is like screaming at her of like, "Oh my gosh, you're swinging." Wait, I don't know what that means. Can you explain that to me?
I loved every moment of it.
So just like the hard shifts between being completely against it of like, "Oh, hell no." And then immediately like, "I don't really get it though."
Okay, but they don't like Matt.
I think that's what it comes down to. And that's where we can all agree. Yes, Matt is the problem.
That's why I think they reacted so strongly to it, because her mom was like, "The D ain't that good and he doesn't have that much money that you're putting up with all this.
He's not worth all that. Why would you voluntarily be a side chick for that guy?"
And so she's trying to explain that's like not what it is. I'm not losing my position in the family as his wife by having a sister wife. But also I'm doing it just because I want a friend.
And then that's where they're, again, bringing up the same point that we made a couple weeks ago. You don't need to fuck people to have community. Like, you can just have a friend, like a really good friend. But Anjelica was basically saying she needed like moral support from someone else who understands what it's like, the misery of being in a relationship with Matt.
I think that was the key point to bond over.
Yes, like that is the thing that she needs the most support with, and nobody else will understand it, because if she tells anyone else outside of this relationship how horrible and useless Matt is, then everyone just says, "Leave him."
I think she's done that before.
Yes.
And that's why she feels like she cannot go to her family.
There is no good advice for that, because the advice is consistently, he's not a good match for you. And she can't deal with that. She can't wrap her mind around that. So she needs to find another alternative to keep this going.
This is diabolical, though, to be in a relationship with someone for 3 years and successfully hide it from your family.
And then they're finding out too, Anjelica's the one who made the profile. She was swiping through. She was making the matches and was heavily involved in the decision-making process of choosing this woman who was going to join them as sister wife here.
Yeah, I don't think they really understood that because sadly, the level of pathetic that we're at is that Anjelica's shopping for a friend and that Matt just gets to sleep with that person too. So it was important for her to be heavily involved in finding this person because she has to be able to establish a friendship with them.
Again, there's friend finder apps that you can use that you don't need to have them have sex with your husband.
And I think the sad part is we're seeing the fallout of this friendship now, where she's saying, I hope that we're still going to be friends moving forward. But obviously, it's a tricky situation when there are feelings on all sides about it.
And this is the complication, too, where Anjelica is looking at her family here, and her family's getting upset with her of you have a support system. We're your support system. And then she's telling them, based on your reaction today, I'm not feeling very supported. I'm telling you what's been going on in my life and this thing that I've been dealing with. I've been avoiding telling you this because of this.
But that was pretty shocking.
Understandable. But then also at the same time, she's yeah, this isn't really it. I'm not getting that support.
You got to soft launch the sister wife thing.
Or something to sit on that for 3 years is a lot too. Because that's just a whole other side to this.
Well, and they didn't get to see that whole time over 3 years where you had a positive experience. Now you're just coming to them at the end of this friendship and relationship where they're seeing the negative impact of it on you and how it's affecting you emotionally. I don't think that's going to give them the best impression of polygamy.
I mean, Anjelica's sister said it the best, where she was basically saying, I don't support every decision that Anjelica's making, but I support her being happy. So however that looks, because I think her sister was kind of taken aback by it too, but I think her sister supports her. Out of anybody at that table, I think she understands it and supports it the most.
Well, she's also had the most time to think about it.
Correct. She's been in the know a little bit longer here. So, I mean, is that an element of it too? Probably. But this just confirms everything for Anjelica, where she needs a sister wife. This is all the evidence that she needed to know that, yes, her family is not the support system that they claim to be, and nobody's going to understand what she's going through unless they are personally dating Matt as well.
We're getting more of this family next week. I hope it's just Anjelica and Shanay.
I think so. That's what it looks like, at least, is that they're going to do kind of their final potential breakup conversation. Maybe it is a, hey, let's stay in touch sort of conversation as well. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Reise and Billie Jean. Man, it took them a long time to get started. And now I'm upset that there's only one episode after this because I want to see more Reise, Billie Jean, and Randi.
It took so long to find Randi during the course of filming where, we didn't get enough of this relationship yet because they're only on date number 2 here. This is just another bar meetup with Randi.
Okay. What is this bar?
It's
we have to address the bartender's beard.
What?
The braid with the bead at the bottom. Do you know how distracting that would be for me? He has to look down all day at the drinks that he's mixing and pouring. And I hope that thing never makes its way into any of those glasses.
He's just dipping it in the sangria when he's, sorry. It's just right in the pitcher there.
Little salt on the rim.
Whoop. Oh, there you go. You're welcome.
It was very distracting, and I was worried about the hygiene.
But Reise and Billie Jean are here for business. They're doing tequila shots. They're getting right down to it. And they're playing Jenga, too. But this table is way too wobbly to be playing Jenga. This is not...
It's not regulation,
tournament-style Jenga that we could be playing here competitively. It's not a sanctioned event.
I think the sound guy was so upset when they sat down at a table with Jenga.
And just, especially when it's
the wobbly table.
We need some sugar packets over here or something.
They both seem excited about this, that they're meeting Randi again, which makes it all the more surprising when Randi shows up and tells them, I almost didn't even come here. I was going to cut things off with you guys.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking to continue talking to you at all based on our conversation last time. And she turns to Billie Jean, and Billie Jean's like, wait, whoa.
Me?
Me?
I'm the one who fucked it up?
It wasn't, you weren't repulsed by Reise? You're saying it's my fault that this could have ended?
Okay, this continues to be so shocking for Billie Jean because this whole time she has thought this is going to be way harder for Reise to be able to establish a connection with somebody.
She thought it was going to be impossible for this man to land another woman. She was not counting on this.
Randi is so into him.
Randi's like, I like him more and more. The more I meet him, the more I know about him. I'm just more and more into him. And Billie Jean's like, I am facing all of my demons simultaneously here. Like, I don't know how to deal with this, with another woman being attracted to Reise and then Reise being attracted to her too. There's mutual chemistry that's going on here. They both are voicing like some fears that they have though, because Reise excuses himself to go to the restroom because he's like, I think you guys need to talk this out. This doesn't seem like a conversation I need to be a part of. And they kind of open up with each other. They get pretty vulnerable here as far as like...
I think he got the bubble guts in the car again on the way to the date.
The tequila.
This was a good excuse.
Yeah, he's getting both ends here right now. And he's like, excuse me. I need to go
I'll
take
leave
care
you
of this.
two to talk it out. Yeah, so they both have things that they're insecure about. Billie Jean's worried that you're just going to maybe run off with my husband. What if he ends up being more in love with you than he is with me? I'm kind of like, been here. I'm old news.
But then also Randi's pointing out like a similar fear of like, well, what if I'm always secondary? If I'm always seen as less than because I was the addition to this established relationship where you guys have so much history and it's this shared connection that you guys already have established.
Yeah, that's usually why people struggle with this arrangement.
Yeah.
Is because those feelings tend to be universal.
Yeah. And then it's like you're both experiencing the same fear of basically like being rejected or being outcast from this system now that you're establishing. So it's like that's the scary part too. So they're both kind of realizing that together here, where there's some more reassurances that are being given all around, but we're on the same page. We kind of understand where each other's concerns are and where we're coming from. Let's stay honest. Let's stay communicative about this whole process.
I was surprised that was all it took for Randi to feel more comfortable with this.
Yeah, it seemed like there was like other conversations that took place in between there where they addressed some stuff too.
Or she felt like Billie Jean was just really standoffish in the first date. That was just the only time they met each other, right? It was the date that we saw last episode.
Well, and then Reise was
they were texting, right?
Yeah, like Reise was cracking some jokes that was making Billie Jean kind of
Okay,
react.
so maybe that didn't help.
So it seemed like she was probably getting upset with things that were being said or joked about at that time, and she wasn't comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So I think that was the stuff that Randi was picking up on at that point where she was like, this is cause for concern. Because it doesn't seem like Billie Jean knows what she's getting herself into.
Okay, well, either she was uncomfortable because he was talking about sex like right away very quickly with someone they just met, and maybe that was bringing up jealousy. Or she could have been thinking, he's fucking this up. He's making her uncomfortable. Because maybe that would make her uncomfortable on a first date.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to judge, but clearly Randi's back for more. She's ready. And she's ready for a third date.
She's ready to dive in.
She's ready for date number 3. You know what I'm saying.
Well, so we know that the spoiler is that in real life, Billie Jean and Reise are expecting another baby. How Randi fits into that, we don't know.
I don't think her egg got in there.
No, I would love to see them here next season again.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like from, I feel like we didn't get enough from them. So like, would a whole other season of this be beneficial? What's really going to get me upset is the fact, like, if they come back next season where it's just like, oh yeah, during the season break, we broke up with Randi. And then it's just like, Oh my God,
Well,
you have to start over again?
That's the hard thing about the show is they try to get a mix of people who are in a relationship already and people who are seeking so that we get to see kind of the totality of the process. But when people are seeking and it's not going well, it's like watching paint dry.
Look, there's worse people that they've followed on this show from like problematic standpoints and like stalker type behavior standpoints.
Yeah.
Remember, I can't remember who was that one couple.
I don't remember their name.
They popped up on an old
creepy
episode.
church couple.
Yeah, there was like an old episode. It just popped up. It started playing after something the other night, and I was like, "Oh my God, I forgot about these people." Where they just showed up on that lady's doorstep. Holy crap! Yeah, it was like a sleep paralysis demon popping up on my screen.
Well, thank God they weren't invited back.
Yeah, no, yucky.
So next episode, this is going to be the finale. The Davises close the chapter on Teresa. Anjelica attempts to reconcile with Shanay. The Williamsons are eager to see where their new relationship takes them. The Merrifields learn if their family is expanding, but Garrick's ideas for their future leaves the ladies questioning everything. Oh no, it's not good when Garrick gets ideas, when he starts thinking.
I don't want to explore that too far. Yeah. He's thinking about placing the baby for adoption, perhaps, or something.
I don't think so.
What worse plan could he come up with?
I guarantee he's like, maybe we should raise the baby in Brazil so that I could be around so many Brazilian women. It'll be so much easier to have more sister wives if we just go straight to the source rather than bringing them here.
Right. He spent 6 months in Brazil with Roberta number 2.
Yeah, so he's lived there before temporarily.
So he knows that game. Yeah,
He'll
he knows
just
his way
leave
around.
brother Sam here to run the whole business and send the money to him.
Sam will accrue 100% of the risk, 100% of the liability, and 100% of the responsibility for everything.
None of the reward.
None of the reward.
A few announcements before we go. Mom Talk Marathon has officially, it's wrapped up for now.
Yeah.
Because the reunion is going to be dropping on December 4th, and we'll be
Right.
recapping that as well. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 3 reunion.
So keep an eye out for that at the beginning of December. But if you missed it, yeah, we recapped every single episode of Season 3 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu.
You're probably wondering what's going to happen after we finish Seeking Sister Wife. We've got another marathon for you. This is going to be a very merry marathon where we're going to be, for 3 weeks in December, recapping brand new holiday movies.
So it'll be a little departure, a little holiday shift. And then also we'll wrap up December with a Traitors preview because Traitors Season 4 is returning to Peacock on January 8th. So we'll be recapping those episodes
We
as well.
love talking Traitors.
Love some Traitors. Yeah, we are ready.
Ready to go. We're looking forward to it.
So we'll do like a whole cast deep dive, get everybody all squared away so that way we know what we're walking into, who to keep an eye on, and what plays we can expect.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.